and today I'm cooking up a whole chicken burger. Now, what exactly is a whole chicken burger? Well, let me explain. I'll be grinding a whole chicken and making some delicious chicken patties. And then I'll cook up a whole chicken on the Weber kettle. Pull the chicken and layer it in. The result is pure deliciousness. And now let's start cooking. Let's get our Weber ready for a whole chicken cook. For this cook, I'm gonna use the Vortex, flipped upside down. I've also made sure to wrap the bottom with aluminum foil. I'll dump some charcoal around the Vortex and light up the 3 Weber cubes. This is known as the infrared radiant heat method. Once it's nice and hot, I'll cover and let it come up to temperature. As mentioned earlier, we're going to be using 2 whole chickens for today's cook. Let's put the first one off to the side for a bit. The first part of the chicken burger is the beer can chicken. I'll be using 2 rubs today, Kinder Santa Maria rub and the chicken rub by Postal Barbecue. First, let's layer in the Santa Maria rub. Be sure to season the inside and get below the skin. Next, I'll make sure to season all the sides. Now let's get in the Postal Barbecue rub for some extra flavor. Okay, let's place in our beer can chicken accessory. I won't be using any beer for today's cook since we had a good time this weekend and I don't have any available. So I'm just using this accessory as a stand. I never tried using these 2 rubs together, but I'm sure they'll be a hit. I mean, look at that great color. Now that the Weber has come up to temperature and the ignition smoke has cleared, let's place in our chicken. After a little bit of handling of this chicken, let's add just a drop more seasoning to even it out again. I'm going to rotate every 20 to 30 minutes. Let's cover up. My top vent is fully open. My bottom vent is set to a quarter open. I'm currently running at about 400 degrees, give or take. While our beer can chicken is cooking, let's get that second part of our cook done. Our second chicken, I'll want to debone and remove the breast meat so I can grind it. Let's start off by removing the leg and thigh. Now for the breast area, let's remove the breast meat, using a sharp knife to carefully carve out as much meat as possible. And since I'm already here, I'll go ahead and remove the wings as well. There's not much meat in these flappers, so I won't bother deboning them. Next up, I'll get my grinder set up and start grinding. In the last minute call, I've decided to debone the leg and thigh to blend in as well. I mean, after all, this is a whole chicken patty, so it makes sense for it to have some dark and white meat. I was going to chop some onion and pepper separately, but now that we got the grinder out, we might as well grind it in here. Now give it a mix. I'm going to add in a special ingredient later on, so make sure that you stick around for that. It's been 30 minutes and it's looking good. Let's give it a quick rotation and let's cover back up. We're about an hour in and it's smelling good. I'm gonna guess it'll need about 15 minutes or so. Let's check again later. 20 more minutes and it's time for another check. Let's probe and check the internal temperatures. My temp probe is reading 169 and it's good to go. The skin crisps up very nicely and has an amazing color all around. This is a game-winning chicken as is, but we have much bigger plans for this chicken. While the chicken rests, let's remove the Vortex and then see if we could get our coals nice and hot for the second part of this cook. Now that our beerless chicken has rested, let's slice up. I know it's such a shame slicing up such a perfectly cooked bird, but well, somebody's got to do it. A quick little taste test. Oh yeah, big success. It's so juicy and flavorful. Let's mix in some of our leg and thigh meat as well. I mean, after all, this is a whole chicken burger, right? We gotta make sure we incorporate dark and white meat into this delicious, awesome burger. Once it's cut up, let's place some chicken in a bowl and add in some barbecue sauce and give it a mix. Let's get our chicken patties ready. As mentioned earlier, I'm gonna add a little bit of extra flavor to our ground chicken. I'm adding in some bacon. Ah, perfect. Now let's roll up some chicken balls. I've set up my Santa Maria grill and cast iron pan so I can better control temperatures by lowering and raising it. I'm also going to add some beef tallow to get this party started right. Let's put our chicken balls on the pan and smash. Next, let's place in our second ball and smash again. Let's flip. I'm already loving the crispy texture so far. And since these are thinned out, it'll cook all the way through pretty quickly. It's gotten some good color and texture. Let's layer in our cheese. I'm using queso Oaxaca because it melts so nicely. I'm gonna drop in our Weber Jumbo Joe lid on top to help with the melt. It's melted beautifully and the chicken patty is cooked all the way through. And now let's build out this whole chicken burger. Let's start off with my favorite burger buns, brioche. First, let's place on our chipotle sauce, which I made earlier by taking some chipotles, chopping them up, and adding them into some mayonnaise, and giving it a quick mix. Once we sauce both buns, let's add a bed of lettuce, red onion, and drop in our chicken patties. Yeah, let's drop both of them in. This is probably unnecessary, but let's try to make this epic. Next, let's add in our beer can chicken that's been pulled and sauced. Drop in some tortilla strips, and we're good. Let's give it a taste. Yeah. Beer can chicken came out really good. That's in a meal in itself, but that patty was really, really flavorful. Everything was perfect. That's probably one of the best burgers I've ever eaten. It rivals any regular beef burger that I've ever had. The whole chicken burger, this thing was a success. Absolutely amazing. You could probably do with one patty, but if you want to go all out, double up the patty. I'm going to definitely make this again. Try it, make a patty, put in some pulled chicken, and you'd be amazed. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more content like this, remember to give me a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.